But in America, so often our weekends have become what I would call spectator weekends. We watch sports games, whether it's World Cup or MU last night or whatever, all of which have great disappointments along the way. These things are all things that we spectate in. We don't participate. You don't actually play in the game. But the church is not a spectator sport. The church is a participatory body of Christ, and so we all participate. And so when we get to do funerals, when we get to do things, we participate. But one of the things that participation actually is this thing of discipleship, where our hearts are being formed around the way of Jesus. And part of being formed around the way of Jesus is our stewardship. And that's stewardship of our time, our talents, and our finance. And often at this time of year, you're getting letters, you're getting things from people saying, if you're considering a year-end gift, give. That's great. But often, we also just neglect to tell you where things are at as a church. And we actually want to let you know this year's been a big year of transition. A new pastoral team, several people retired. And in that transition, we've experienced a little bit lower offering than what we anticipated. And so we just want to make you aware so that in March, when I tell you at the family meeting, we didn't have as much as we thought, you would say, well, why didn't you tell us? Well, I'm telling you. So that's what we're doing. But I'm not telling you to pull a panic button. I'm telling you because it's part of our stewardship. It's part of who we are as a church and the ways that we participate. And when we participate together as a church, one of the things that is important for us is that it may be that you are stirred by something we do as a church, whether that's our youth group, our youth band. Thank you guys. You guys did amazing today. Or whether it's our children's ministry, or whether it's the missionaries that we support and send, or whether it is the community compassion ministries that we're in the city, or whether it's the way that we are able to care for families during funerals. All of that is part of who we are. And so what we want to ask is that as you are stirred by one of the things possibly that we do as a church and that you participate in, we would ask that you give to the whole so that everything is blessed. And so we want to remember that. And so that's just a quick pastoral announcement to let you know as you consider giving at the end of the year to think about how do I be stirred by one thing God is doing in the life of our church, give to the whole thing so that everything will be blessed.